Hey everybody, how's it going? This is going to be kind of a 2-for-1 video. I'm going to go over another hobby stuff thing, resources, tools, supplies, stuff like that. Plus a little, I guess, hints and tips or tips and tricks for accenting a model's base or accenting your terrain or making some objective markers, spicing it up a bit. Basically giving more quote-unquote life or setting the stage a bit more on your basing and terrain and all that. So what we have here is, I call it a common tool because it's a tool that probably everybody has. I don't know, not everybody's going to actually have it. There's always going to be the exception. But if you don't have it, you should. That's a set of pliers or a pair of pliers. Pliers are going to be very helpful in just day-to-day life if you ever need to do something where you require grip or whatever it may be. Pretty much I think every home improvement tool set will have a set of pliers in it. Now I have here curved pliers, curved long nose. They're not quite needle nose. I don't remember what they were actually called when I got them. They're old. But it's a set of pliers. It's not even the best set of pliers for this. It's a bit big, but I like it. The reason I like it and the reason I suggest going with a curve is it makes it easier to grab things that you may need to grab. Maybe you're painting something that's still on the sprue, so you can grab the sprue on the sprue part itself, and instead of having it like right here because you're holding it like this, you can have it out, so you can have your hand rested like that painting. Now I'm left-handed, so I'd hold like this and paint, and it's away from over here, so it's farther away. Your hands pretty much are farther away, and I find it to be important because you don't feel crowded and you won't have the potential of messing up as much, I feel personally. I've actually used this to hold the decal paper from Games Workshop specifically because the decals on their transfer sheets, the film, little clear film around it, is literally just form fitted to the decal. So if you clip out a big square with only one decal on it, you can hold on to the edge of it with this, and I do that to have extra support when I, coax it off the decal sheet. So they're handy. Some things to watch out for though is they are pretty coarse. By that I mean a lot of them have little grippers here to keep what you're grabbing from sliding, which is great, but it can mar detail. So I don't recommend using this to clamp down two pieces together. If you're gluing two sections together that are kind of long, I wouldn't recommend pliers for it. It's not the tool for the job. It'll leave a mark, it'll crush down on it. If it doesn't leave a mark, it's not worth it. But it's good for holding pieces that will either be covered up, for whatever reason, or holding a base a little bit to do something, or holding a bit of sprue, whatever it may be. I use these a lot. They come in handy. I can't even explain all the ways I've used them. Basically, just having it, it's just going to dawn on you to go, hey, let me try and hold it a little bit with this. It's kind of like how the little hobby vise thing would work, only this is something that you probably have already. Now, as far as the little hints and tips thing goes, this is for basing your models or making terrain or making an objective marker and spicing up a bit. You get yourself some extra sprue. You're going to have it if you use plastic models at all in the kits. They're great. I use them for basing my models, and the thing is, you can clip them, do whatever you want. However, when you clip them, it can look a little bit too clean. Now, you can do this with your bare hands, but it makes it easier with pliers. You can take it, and I kind of did it here already. I'll do it up here. It doesn't matter what's on it. You always clean it up how you want. But you take it, do a little bend, and snap. This does two things. It makes a dirtier quote-unquote edge. You can see it's not a clean break right there. This isn't even the best example. Another thing it'll do is it'll distress the plastic sprue a bit. You can see that's why it changes color. You can kind of see it's lighter over here. You'll get a curve, and again, that quote-unquote dirty break, I don't want to say it looks more natural because we're talking about a man-made piece of metal bar here, but it makes it look like a more natural process happened. You know, the building, let's say, was hit with a bomb or whatever it was. The building was collapsing. The metal bars, the iron bars, whatever it is that are in the building structure for whatever reason, trying to support weight, you know, eventually snapped, probably bent and then snapped, whatever it is, and you get pieces like that. And did it here off camera? You can actually take and twist it, so you get a bit of a twist function in there. Like maybe if this was part of a support structure in a column or whatever, maybe the whole thing was twisting and it twisted with it, and then it snapped. Things like that. I can't really explain it better than that. You have it here. You have a piece that we saw. Actually, no, this isn't the piece. This is another piece. And the curve going with it. It looks more like it's supposed to be that way, especially once it's painted up and, you know, weathered and whatnot. It looks like something you would see in a battlefield, a battle zone, aside from just a piece of metal sticking out that's cut. Even if you cut it on an angle, it kind of doesn't have that illusion that a piece you take with pliers and just, you know, bend the heck out of and break it off has. Like that. You can bend it around, really get it almost corkscrewed. And depending on what you want, if you can corkscrew it, you can get almost a rebar looking thing. Another quick tip, since I have the sprue here, you can take these long sections like this, clean them up a little bit, take some little balsa wood, take some popsicle sticks, whatever it may be, and you can make little railway sections. This is better done on your bases than on a full-on terrain thing like this, because it's just not going to look as good over a longer distance. But on like a Terminator base, you can have a little railway. You apply this bend and breaking technique. With that, you can have a section of broken railway. Looks pretty good. So anyway, that's it for this little hobby stuff and tips and tricks video. Pliers. I recommend curved long nose, curved needle nose, whatever it is. Curved pliers. These are a bit big. I mean, you can see the size in comparison to a sprue. But I've had use of them, or for them I should say. They're helpful. It can even help with stubborn paint pots, stubborn glue, whatever it may be, on top of holding things that you aren't worried about marring the surface of, because these will mar the surface. Let's see if I can represent it here. Like if you take it, there's plenty of tools that actually do it on purpose, but if you take it and it slides, you can see how it's just scuffing up the surface a bit, which may be what you want. I don't know. But you apply this technique with this bent sprue here, and you get a very nice look distressed piece of metal. Very nice looking distressed piece of metal. So that's it for this little hobby stuff and tips and tricks video. Pliers, the super precise version of this would be tweezers, and tweezers have their own use, and I'll do a video on that. But yeah, pliers. It sounds a little dumb considering we're dealing with little plastic models here and there, but they definitely have their use. They'll have their use in terrain building as well, especially if you're scratch building. And yeah, that's pretty much it. One little thing of caution though is that they will mar your surface. Do not use them like a clamp. Those C-clamps are sold, or like plier, like clamp type things, are sold for a reason. They will leave virtually no mark on a surface. They won't damage it. They won't crush on it. So if you need something to clamp down on, I suggest getting the proper tool. Don't rely on pliers for that. But anyway, that's it. A bit long for pliers, but it had a little sprue tip thing there. And until next time, take it easy.